Your club website doesn't exist in a vacuum, or at least it shouldn't. You want people to be able to find your club website when they search through Google. You want to be able to post content to social media networks that leads people back to your sites to find out more about your club and how wonderful it is and how to become members. And so in this lesson, I'm going to talk about search engine optimization and also social media optimization and some other enhancements that you might consider adding to your club website. So let me use an example that's on my mind right now, which is developing the landing page for this course. So on the WordPress for Toastmasters website, there is a page that has all these videos embedded in it. If I go all the way down to the bottom, see, this lesson hasn't been added yet. If I go down all the way to the bottom, I come to this section that says Yoast SEO and SEO for search engine optimization. And it gives me some options for optimizing my site. And actually the frowny face there means that it's not very happy with this page yet in terms of optimization. I've entered a focus key phrase. It's a way of telling that software what keywords I'd like to rank for when people search for me on Google. And it's telling me I'm not doing a very good job yet. And partly it's just a matter of the fact that there's not very much text on the page. It's just headlines and videos. And so to make that a little bit happier, I would flesh this out with more content. So this page exists as part of the WordPress for Toastmasters website. So this is sort of the marketing site for all the software, and it does tell me that I have two options. It is possible to set up an independent website using the same software. That takes a little bit more technical skill, and then Toastmost is the way that I've come up with for making it more conveniently available. And I ask you to pay some money to help me offset the costs of running a big web server that hosts multiple club websites. Now, if I look at this page and scroll down to the bottom, I actually should see that it's a little bit happier with me. So this page is matching well for WordPress for Toastmasters. It's telling me that there might be some things I could do to improve readability. I'm a professional writer, so I always take a little bit of offense at this, but it may be useful feedback, so perhaps I could pay some attention to that at some point. Now, one thing that I've changed here is the title that will appear in search engine results. So this is a simulation of what I should see if I search on Google. This is the summary that helps me determine whether I want to click on that link and view the whole page. And I've changed the title to be Upgrade Your Toastmasters Club Website Using WordPress, which is really the advertisement I have. That's different from the title of the page. So by default, it would be the title of the page is what would show up in the Google listings. But I've modified that because I think instead of a welcome message, I really want to have more of an imperative sentence. You really should upgrade by checking out this software. And then in here, I've put a brief summary, which again is a little bit different than the message that you would get from just scraping the first paragraph, which again is what Google would use by default. It was just use the first few words on the page. That would become the summary snippet on the website. Here I can say more deliberately what I want that to be. And in my video course, right now we can see that it's title, page, separator, site title, so that by default it would come up as video course, create a WordPress for Toastmasters website with Toastmost. If I wanted to maybe make that a little bit shorter, I could take out this little placeholder widget and manually add that in. Okay, I'm going to reload the page so that goes away. I don't want to make that change right now. But also in this section, I have the option of customizing what would appear on social media when somebody picks this page. And right now I've left Facebook title blank. I've left Twitter title blank. Facebook title, by the way, some of this information winds up also getting used by other services like LinkedIn. But I can put in a different title here if I wanted it to appear somewhat differently on the share on Facebook. And I've also identified an image that I want to appear. So if I look on my main home page, actually right now this is not set. So I'm going to have to go back and set that, I think, after I get finished recording this, because that really should be specified so that when people share that home page, something nice comes up. But if you want to add something here, you would just click and you can pick from your media library, or you can upload a file, same as uploading any other image. Now all this is coming out of a plugin called Yoast. And Yoast is one of those plugins that is available, that is free to use in its basic form, but they do want to advertise, get Yoast SEO Premium. Now, for the most part, I would think for a Toastmasters Club that the free version is going to be just fine. If you do have reason to upgrade to the premium version, talk to me about getting that enabled on Toastmost.org. We probably could make that available for you. I would say maybe for a district website that might be useful. But just to understand this concept of plugins, one of the ways that you can enhance and extend a WordPress site is by adding plugins for various functions. Now there are several that are active by default on all of these sites. So RSVP Maker is a basic scheduling plugin that I publish. And then on top of that, there's RSVP Maker for Toastmasters. So you don't have to worry about installing or activating these when you get a Toastmost site. They're turned on by default. So I have network administrator superpowers to make certain things available by default. Simple Local Avatars allows people to add a profile image more easily. There's some other things that are related to my administration of the site. And then we have Yoast SEO Premium is active on all the sites. Now, you actually won't even see these if you go into your site. You will see optional additional ones that you could turn on. And so you can hunt through these. So what I've done is allow certain plugins to be available as options. And if we search under a word like social, well, we may find some additional social media plugins that we may find useful. So you have options to add other things. There is also, down here, there's a little thing that says plugin search. And you can use this to request additional plugins for specialized purposes. Let's try book review. So if you wanted to have book reviews as a special format on your site, you can request additional plugins that are not currently available in the system. And as long as they have decent ratings, they don't have some terrible cybersecurity problem associated with them, I'm usually happy to turn those on for folks. If it's something that is a premium upgrade, that gets a little bit more complicated because we're sharing this Toastmost service with lots of other people. So main point there was just that Yoast is a plugin. It is not a built-in part of WordPress. It's an additional enhancement. The RSVP Maker plugin is also not standard WordPress. So if you go out looking at tutorials on how to use WordPress, they won't show you how to create an RSVP event. RSVP Maker is an example of a plugin that I make publicly available. It's used for Chamber of Commerce websites and various kinds of meetup websites where people want to be able to take reservations. So there's some additional information about it that you could find over here on the WordPress.org plugins directory. But for the most part, I've tried to provide a reasonable set of plugins that do what you need to do with your site. And there are some plugins that I'm not that crazy about. We do have one called Elementor available on the site that a lot of professional web developers are used to using Elementor to create customizations for sites. I'm not sure it's really so necessary to use those. This is a class of plugins called page builders or website builders. Now that we have things like the 2023 theme, I'm not sure that that's necessary. For most people, I think that would add an additional layer of complexity to add Elementor onto your website. But if you want to use it, I do have it available because several people have requested it. I would just say that if you're the webmaster who sets up the site that way, make sure you train your successor so that they also know how to use Elementor for website design customizations, because that's not the method that I use. With that, I think you have everything you need to go out and be successful with your Toastmost WordPress for Toastmasters website. And I hope you will be successful and that you'll tell other people why they should try it.